Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin and it's Saturday, so that means it is time for my weekly roundup. Yay! So what is my weekly roundup? Basically, it's where I talk about my week in crafting and the books I'm reading. So we talk about any whips I have, works in progress, or FO's finished objects. This week I have something stuck in my tooth, and I only have 2 finished objects, which is pretty cool in my mind. And then I have some more whips I've got whips to talk about. So, let's just dive in, shall we? My finished item is a kid's set I made on the Addy. I was going through my stash looking for things for the Addy, and I had a Karen Jumbo in this color. I don't know the name of it. It's downstairs. But I had 2 of them, so I thought, well, I'll make a kid's hat and scarf set, and then I will make an adult hat and scarf set. So I have made the kids' hat and scarf set right here, and it is pretty cool. I do kind of wish I had made a kind of supersized scarf in Gold Mine, Lion Brand Basic Stitch Gold Mine. I kind of wonder if it would have been similar to this color and made a cool contrast, but, you know, I didn't know I was going to do this when I made that super scarf, so, oh well, things are made. I'm going to put that in the donation bin, because that's going to be donated, and I need to rescue the slouchy hat from last week. Lori from Armchair Chef has informed me it is illegal to donate this, because it must be saved as a memorial to its awesomeness. No, as how hilarious it is. So she thinks it should be displayed, and maybe Brian should wear it, which I think is a fabulous idea. So there you go. I have saved it, Lori. You are the savior of the project. Usually it's Ray out here saving my projects from destruction or donation. So yeah, that's all I have. I did not do Bod Hatapalooza this week. I'm sorry, Laura. But the hat didn't enthuse me, and I had to focus on other things. So I'm sorry, I do apologize. But let's hop into all of the whips. So last week I forgot to show you the pickle jar cowl. I'm sorry, but I did add another mini to it. So the orange one was last week's. This magenta one is this week's. And here is the cowl in its entirety. It's stockinette, so that's why it's curling there. In its entirety. I think it's looking pretty awesome. So this is the pickle jar cowl. You buy this from Aberdeen Wools up in Canada. They literally send you a pickle jar full of minis from Tangled Poets. And there are 2 patterns in the jar. At least when I bought it, there were 2. I think initially there was just the one. And I thought, why not just make the traditional cowl? So I did. And then lately, we've been picking the next color. I don't try to color coordinate. I just let fate and the jar decide. Ooh, we're moving into purples. Our next one will be this gorgeous purple. So that is fun. Let's get this back on. So I will add this mini on next week. These are like, I forget how many yards. I looked it up. 20 yard minis? I think it's around 23 yards. And the jar kit comes with, this is what I'm making, the striped cowl recipe. And it also came with a bias scarf and the knitting needles you need to complete either project. So, let's hope Erin remembers not to try to move her head around super lots. It's such a natural movement, and it's so weird to not be able to do it freely anymore. But I do have news, so maybe we'll talk about that at the very end. I don't know. Okay, what else do we need to talk about here right now? Whips. I have begun my project for the Expression Fiber Arts Krafting Kitty Creator Spotlight. So each month we do a Krafting Kitty Creator Spotlight, and I make a project by that designer. Now, last month, I don't think I cheated, but I had already had this made from Sweet Pea Sids, so this was going to be the prize. But I do not have anything pre-made from Expression Fiber Arts, which is our person, so, or our company, whatever you want to call it. So I am making this Doratus. It is a filet crochet wrap shawl type situation. I think it's pretty cool. The pattern calls for their Sparkle DK. And I looked through my stash for my sparkle yarn. And I had one that I really wanted to use. I just didn't have enough yardage. But it takes just over 1,000 yards. Mandala bonus bundle to the rescue. So I am using, I've heard this pronounced both ways, satyrs or satyrs. I'm using that colorway to make this wrap. I think it's gorgeous. I think it looks like a super cool, like, summer sunset. You've got this gold, and then you've got kind of a light gold, and then all these reds and kind of purples and navies and this kind of gray. I think it looks like a sunset. So that's what I'm doing. The pattern, like I said, is a filet crochet pattern. It's like 37... Yep, 37 rows. I picked this up when it was free. She offers free patterns every week. You can still get it. It's a paid pattern right now. I think it's like $6. But there are a number of free patterns of hers you can always pick up to do. Or, you know, purchase them if you are so inclined. But yeah, I figure if I can do a row or two a day, I'll finish this no problem. So I have thus far done 4 rows. So I've stuck to my 2 rows a day attempt. And here it is. not much to look at right now, but it has begun, and that's all that matters. I couldn't find a project bag for it, so right now I'm just kind of carrying it around and using my crochet hook as a hat pin almost to keep it all together. Okay, what else do I have? Let's go knitting. I am once again doing the mystery yarn challenge. I was a late entrant. I'm so sorry, Lori. But she said it was okay. So this is what I'm doing. This is the whip I have pulled off of Whip Island. It's from Mountain Meadow Yarns. It is a kit I bought and started many moons ago and frankly forgot about, and it was left in the basement to languish. So it has been rescued. I am making the CNC cowl, and there it is, and that's actually the colorway of yarn I have as well. Based on the yardage, I should be about half done. We're gonna see. So here it is. It's hard to kind of show when it's on the round, you know, on the needles, circular needles worked in the round. But there you go. It's gorgeous. It's kind of, it's worked in the round, but it's a garter stitch with a row of eyelets to kind of make things look fancy. And yeah, like I said, there's like 3 kind of main sections. You make like the beginning section and then you'll decrease and then do a little bit more and then you'll decrease again. I am on the very last of the main section. So I've got 3 rows to go and then I'll start decreasing. So I think I'm probably okay. It came with 2 50-gram hanks of yarn and I have just started the second 50-gram hank yarn. That's why I say I hope I'm half done with the project. I'm half done with the yarn. What else do I have? I have the little crochet. I've got my son's Chomps sweater. If you recall, he had wanted, the kids are obsessed with bamboo yarn. He wanted a sweater made out of Trubu, slate, and celery. So that's the back. I finished the main body. So there it is. I did some stripes in the celery. And that's the bottom. It's all half double crochets, but the celery is double crochets. And then I just did 2 rows of double crochets and then a row of singles around the bottom to clean it up. So all I have to do now is finish the neckline and put on the sleeves, and we are good. So that's exciting. I've tried it on him, and it's a little big, which is perfection because he is a growing kiddo, and hopefully that means he can wear it a bit longer. In the comments, somebody had asked or said they'd be interested to know my thoughts on True Blue after using it. As you can see, I've done the main part of the sweater, so I think I could say with a certainty it is not my favorite yarn. It is slippery, it is splitty, it's strangely heavy, like the garment feels strangely heavy, but he loves it. He is so excited for it. His eyes light up, and that makes everything worth it. So I will make this, but True Blue will never be my favorite yarn to use. I'm sorry. I can see why it would make lovely apparel though, because it's going to be light, it's going to be drapey, it's going to be a bit airy, and I think that's all very good, especially for spring summer tops. You just got to get over the splittiness and the slipperiness in using it. I'm using on that a 5mm crochet hook. The yarn asks for a 4mm. I tried it. I did not like it, but I'm sure others have different opinions. So I picked with 5. I ate Mexican for lunch, and it is not agreeing with me. What's next? I did a little more work on Bingo's Rainbow Kitty. Not much, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. I'm going to do that last. I set some projects aside to focus on something else for a while. But I'm going to be done with the something else soon, and then other things will come to the forefront. So, here's Callie the cat. I am making from Crochet Cute Critters by Sarah Zimmerman, who is, of course, repeat crafter me in the YouTube streets. Bingo, being Bingo, wanted a rainbow kitty. Here is the second ear I have started, but have left to languish. And here is Kitty Cat so far. So we've got a head, a body, eyes and nose on. We have arms and legs and one ear. So other ear and tail is all I need to complete. And she will have a kitty. She is so excited. She loves it. She's just like, oh, it's a rainbow kitty cat. So there is that project. I'm going to actually put all of these in here because that's a bigger bag. Oh, son of a biscuit. Okay. Okay. Another knit project to show. I have made good project. I'm not sure I've shown off this bag. I'm obsessed with Fourth Wing. A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead. And we've got 3 dragons, a golden dragon, lightning. Oh, is there actually 4 dragons? Oh, I think there might actually be a 4th dragon up there. Whatevs. It's awesome. It's dragons. I'm all about it. So what I'm doing here is my very first toe-up sock. It is a pattern that Litknits Linda clued me into. It's called Go Your Own Way socks. It is free on Knit Picks if you're interested. It has both a toe-up and a cuff-down version. I have never done a toe-up sock, so that is what intrigued me. I initially thought I was making these for my husband, so that's why I took this yarn. But then I realized this is a female, this is a pattern designed for a feminine foot. So I guess I'm making them for me. Although I want him to try it on because this yarn is crazy stretchy. It is so stretchy. It's Cozy Toes from Yarn Bee, which is a Hobby Lobby exclusive. And my colorway is Balloon Brigade. And I am well on the cuff. Now, normally for myself, I would make shorty socks. But because I don't know if Brian is going to be able to claim these or not, I'm going to go ahead and do it as a taller sock because that's what he would prefer. So like, look at how stretchy this is. That's insane. So my thought is it might actually fit his foot. I don't know. If it does, he'll have it. If it doesn't, I'm frankly a little concerned that this instep is too big for my foot. I have strangely small feet for my height. So the next pattern, next whip I have is my last whip. And this is my test knit. So I've reread the email, and I believe Connie said I could share. If I'm wrong, I apologize, I'm sorry. So I am test knitting the leprechaun scarf that Connie from Just Another Stitch has designed, and she's going to be hopefully releasing soon. And I'm using my Dots crochet hook set, the 5mm, and I am on my last kind of repeat for the scarf itself. It's a C2C scarf in fun green and white. I haven't woven in my ends as I went, so that's going to be fun. But so I'm working on that. My goal is today to have the body done, and then I can start working on the other bits and bobbles. So next week it should be done, and hopefully soon I can have my notes back to Connie on it. But I think it's going to end up very cute, and you guys might be interested. Check out her channel. I don't know. I shared it on my community tab. She had a pattern giveaway going on for the hat. She made a leprechaun hat that also matches the scarf. And she had a sale on her other patterns also going on. So check out Connie, see what she's going on her channel. She also has her birthday bash going on, which is awesome. So check that out. I know she had a live, but I think she also has a video. So worth taking a look-see. But that is all of the crochet and knit yarny goodness I have for today. The let's talk books, and then I'll give you just a little quick update on other things going on. So actually no, before we do the books, something snuck up on me and I didn't realize it. Yesterday was our 2-year podiversary. I technically started the channel on March 1st, which is crazy. I cannot believe we've been doing this for 2 years. The first video didn't get uploaded until the 6th or the 7th, I believe, but the channel officially was opened on March 1st. I don't know if we're going to be doing a live to celebrate. I'm going to apologize. It's all me. I don't know if I'm feeling well enough to it. But I am going to go ahead and pull together a giveaway. So there's going to be a larger giveaway on the channel here soon, as soon as I can pull it together. Like I said, with everything going on, it snuck up on me and I totally didn't even realize it. So hopefully next week I will have the giveaway up and running, but I don't... Maybe we can do a live. I don't think so though. Don't count on it. I am so sorry. We really want to get back to the lives. We really want to get back to the poor decisions. Just things are not aligning in favor of it yet. We're going to get there though. We're going to get back to it. We are going to do it because it's so much fun. And we love hanging out with all you guys, and we do miss it. So yeah, I apologize for those of you missing the poor decisions. We miss it too. And the lives, they're so much fun and so silly, and I just haven't had the energy. I'm sorry. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to the books. So book-wise, I did finish The Court of Mist and Fury. It's got its dust jacket back. Whenever I read a hardcover, I always take the dust jacket off while I'm reading it because I don't want to damage it. But yep, I have finished this book. My thoughts on this book. The first half to 2/3 it's slow going. There's a lot of character development. It was a slow go read for me. The last half to third, probably more like last third. I think last third was like non-stop action craziness. So, overall, on Goodreads, I gave it 4 stars. At the end, it left me wanting to read the next one. So, I think that's good. I was, frankly, kind of wavering as to whether or not I would be wanting to read the next one halfway through the book. But I'm enjoying it. It's not my favorite. It's not going to push Fourth Wing Iron Flame off its pedestal yet. Maybe in the books to come it will. But yeah, it's a fun read. It's about fairies and fae and all sorts of stuff. And there's a war that's gonna start. And it's craziness. And there's like love triangles. It's fun. There are spicy bits if you're not into the spicier reads. I don't think this one was too bad. There was a couple of chapters that were on the quite spicy side. My understanding is one of the books coming up in this series is very, very spicy. But I haven't read it yet, so I can't talk to that. But this one wasn't too bad. I think if you kind of skip that chapter, it's you're not going to miss out on tons, because you get a lot of information in the chapter before, and there's not tons added in the naughty chapter. But that's okay. I'm going to stop talking about the naughty chapter, because I'm digging myself into a hole. So finish that one, and then I picked back up The Book That Wouldn't Burn by I was going to say Matt. No, it's Mark Lawrence. This book was recommended to me by Ray from Ray's Yarn Addiction, because I was on my reading challenge, my adult reading challenge. Oh, did this book get ripped? Oh no! There's a problem with the cover. I'm going to have to get some tape. You're supposed to read a book that's set in a library or bookstore, and I started reading The Midnight Library, and it wasn't for me, so she said, you should read this. It's set in a library. So I said, perfect. I am just starting chapter 6. It is... I still don't think I can say much about what's going on in the book. I'm still in the world building, but it's pretty interesting. I am liking it. It's really weird in a fun way. Right now, I haven't quite figured it out yet. It feels like it might be dual timelines, but I don't know. I can't say for certain. But it's interesting. I think it's building a kind of neat world, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So this is the first book in, I believe it's supposed to be a trilogy, but I think Ray had said there is a novella out that might be book like 1.5 that she's also read that was very good. So I'll read this one and then see if I'm going to read the novella. She said it was awesome. So I kind of trust her. We'll have to see. Like I said, the first time I talked about this book, there is a little bit of... There's a bit of a violent act against a child at the very beginning, which would normally make me put the book away, but I know Ray would not steer me wrong with something she knows that would trigger me. So I kept going, and it was just the one event. So if you can get past that, I think you might like it if you're in the fantasy genre. So far, no dragons, and Ray's told me that there probably aren't dragons. But it is definitely kind of a fantasy world, and I'm not sure. There must be some sort of magic, but I don't know yet, because something mystical is going on inside the library. There seems to be some sort of machine. I don't know enough about it. Like I said, I'm only through chapter 5, starting chapter 6, but there's something in there that, like, it seemed like it trapped some people in and then spat them out and they didn't age. So I don't know what that's all about yet, but we're going to have to find out. Hopefully they explain it a bit more. But there's all of my booky goodness. I'm going to keep reading that and let you know how it goes. I'm going to stop here and take a drink. So I alluded to it a little bit in my videos earlier in the week. I had a lot of appointments, a lot of tests this last week, and I've got more information coming next week. So basically, I haven't talked about it yet, but I am starting to meet with cardiologists to see if there's anything there to be concerned about. We're just initial testing, so I don't know anything yet. I will hopefully know more Monday. I have a follow-up with my cardiologist on some tests that were done last week. And then I met again with my ENT, and he said all things are clear. I had another CT scan. He didn't see anything. I'm retaining some fluid here, but not very much at all. He didn't see any polyps, any blockages, any signs of concern. So we're a little bit, that's good news. I mean, we're weeding things out. I'm working with a physical therapist. She does not believe I have the vertigo that the ENT thought I had, but I do test positive for some vestibular disorder. So something with my brain, body is not talking correctly, and that's what's making me unsteady. That's what's making the head movements off. The testing was so weird that she put me through, but I was like, check on a general vestibular disorder. She said, I was like, so it's just like generic vestibular disorder? She's like, well, what I would say in a clinical sense is that you have a weakened vestibular system that we are working to strengthen. That's not a word. Working to strengthen. Which, I mean, I'm learning so much about all this stuff. I never would have thought that that whole system is more like a muscle that you rebuild. And that's exactly what it is. So it's kind of just, in a controlled manner, exposing me to the things and trying to rebuild that system, get them to talk correctly again, so I stop feeling like I'm, on a boat all the time about to fall over. But it also answers a lot of questions, because my thighs and inner thighs have been so sore. And she's like, that makes complete sense, because your brain is telling your body you're moving, so you're clenching, you're stabilizing yourself through the hips and legs there, and trying to force yourself to be steady. And it's just that miscommunication between your body. So we're going to keep working on that. So I did have questions, because the ENT was like, yeah, there's no problem with your eustachian tube. I'm like, well, why does my eustachian tube feel full then? Why does it feel blocked? Why do I have sensations down there? And the physical therapist was like, do you mind if I stick my fingers in your mouth? And I was like, oh God. And she did. So when I had my wisdom teeth removed, my jaw was knocked out of alignment. We think the jaw has been realigned, but she was pinching in my cheeks, and she just pinched down. She's like, tell me when it hurts. And it was just like a shot. And she was like, you have a TMJ issue. So the eustachian tube problem is probably not the eustachian tube, but a TMJ issue, probably related to that, and me she thinks I'm probably clenching my jaw a lot, maybe grinding my teeth. I don't know. That happens when you sleep. So, but yeah, so she wants me to focus on like relaxing the jaw muscles and massaging it and things. And I'll be honest, since I met with her and been kind of massaging and focusing on relaxing it, the eustachian tube has been feeling better. So I think she's onto something there. And you know, we're clicking things off the list, and hopefully we're gonna get to the bottom of what's all going on here so we can just get Erin all back to normal, because I would really rather not feel like I'm falling over all the time. It's weird. I empathize so much with people who have like these balance issues. I don't know. It's like, it's weird because like Brian even kind of forgets sometimes, because it's like that, it's like a hidden, I'm not going to say disability, I don't think I'm that far, but it's the hidden medical issue. To look, there's no obvious sign of a problem except, you know, when I stand up and start moving, and like if I whip my head around, which, you know, I'm so used to doing, and you know, the kids, the dogs, the animals, you do it all the time. And yeah, like even in this chair, this twirly chair, if I twirl it too fast, you guys know what happens. So yeah, it's just, I've got some PT exercises I'm doing to try to strengthen that system, and hopefully I respond well and we can move through it. And I'm hoping it's just the vestibular issue and we don't have any cardiac involvement, but we have to run things down, don't we? So we'll get all those tests done and talk to the people we need to talk to and all of that. And then, I don't think I shared this with you guys either. I probably have something wrong with my gut microbiome, but the way I'm reacting makes it look like there might be something else going on there too. So it's like a layer to an onion. We got to get all of these things figured out. And as we remove one thing, we can focus on what's remaining. So that's what I'm trying to do, and trying to not freak out about. I think a while ago I was having a lot of freakouts because so much was happening at once, and now I'm calmed down. We have some answers. We've ruled some things out. We have plans to move forward in places, and we're still investigating others, but you know, as long as we're investigating, that's fine. Yeah, with all the testing, it's like I get very nervous around the testing, but they're always like, no, if during this test anything serious was unearthed, we would not just send you on your merry way. So you always have to have that in the back of your mind, you know, if something acute and bad was discovered in that moment, you know, you're already at the hospital getting the test done, right? So there we go. There's my little health update. I know not everybody likes to hear about the health stuff, but I have gotten comments and messages and things. So I try to be as transparent as I am comfortable with that, but I don't want to make it a focus at all on the channel, because it's just, oh, and now my battery's angry with me. You know, it's just something I happen to be going through, and this weekly roundup is kind of my vloggy time, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm gonna go. I will talk to you guys later. Bye!